Welcome to Melanated Television. I am Vanessa, and this is my channel. And let's get it. Good night, everyone. I just had a message on my spirit that I just wanted to share. So, I've been wanting to share this message for a minute, and just like today is the time I had time to share that. Now, it is sad with the unfortunate events that has happened in the past week of what has happened. And let's talk about that a little bit. So, DC Young Fly, the mother of his children, Jackie, she passed away. Now, the reason I want to talk about that is because I've been feeling this sentiment towards plastic surgery for the longest. And it sucks that she's passed away and now I'm speaking on it. But I think that it's sad that people are using her death to speak out on these things. And I feel that my issue is we should have always been speaking out against these things. We should have always shamed these things. But it's sad that when something tragic happens, that's when people wake up to their senses. And it's sad that that's what sometimes it takes for people to wake up to their senses, is tragedy. So I want to talk about self-love, which is the best love. I want to talk about self-love. And it's more so, I want to talk about the vanity of women. So vanity is everything that you do is for your ego. It's for the satisfaction of yourself. It's for your vanity. It's you living in vain. It's for the glorification of yourself. Everything you do is to glorify yourself. It's to somewhat make yourself a god. And I think that we as women, especially Black women, I want to speak on Black women. We live in a world today where we are living in vain. We're hypocrites, pretty much. It's like we can't hold each other accountable without being called judgmental. I can't hold my sister accountable without being called judgmental or I have no compassion. I'm like, we're grown. We're not kids. So I should be able to speak to you in an adult language, in an adult manner where you understand. Now, if you feel any ways about how my delivery is, address it. But the truth still remains. So I have this, not an issue, maybe I do have an issue, but I just don't like seeing women mutilate their bodies because and translate that into self-love. So let's talk about self-love. What is love? The biblical definition of love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not hold any wrongdoings, love perseveres, love endures, love sacrifices. In the worldly term, love is non-judgmental. Love accepts. Love sacrifices. And love is vanity. I love myself if I post my bare behind in a thong bikini on the internet. That's how I show that I love myself. If I post my physique on the internet, or if I walk around in very provocative clothing, that proves that I love myself. Now, to an extent, I can say that self-love comes with, okay, I got these fat rolls, but I'm going to still wear this top because it's cute. And if my little rolls maybe hang out, so be it. Because I don't care about these roles. These roles is not dictating how I feel about myself today. I'm feeling beautiful. I'm loving myself today. So I understand that. Then it gets to the point where, like, if you look at people on a higher status than a middle class woman such as myself, if you look at the culture of the people who are successful, majority of them are getting their bodies done. A majority of them are getting their faces, just everything done. Like, we all have insecurities. We all do. I have my insecurities just as much as the next person does. So when it comes to, specifically women and plastic surgery and self-love, I think that any woman who gets plastic surgery, that is a clear indication that something is wrong with her spiritually and mentally. If we claim that we love God, and that's the thing, we all claim we love Him, and I can't judge everyone's walk because this person's walk is probably not as strong as the next person. So I understand that. But if the goal is to have a stronger relationship in God and be confident in that relationship and be sure of that relationship and that understanding, then we would apply that to our lives. We would apply the teachings of our Father, Yahweh, of our friend, of our brother, Yeshua, aka Jesus Christ. We would apply those teachings and those principles to the way that we live our lives. But in the world we live in today, you're not beautiful if your butt's not big enough, or if your breasts aren't perky enough. You're not beautiful if your face is in a certain symmetrical way, or if your nose is in a certain type of way, if your lips aren't big enough. You're not beautiful if you don't have pretty hair, if you're not a certain skin complexion. The world is dictating what beauty is. Beauty is not always the physical. Have you ever met someone who was beautiful and they were terrible people? Have you ever met someone like that? I've heard a lot of stories about men, the serial killer men who were handsome, who were charming, but these people were demonic. So beauty isn't always physical. Beauty is also is something that's within you. Look up the definition of beauty. Beauty isn't just, sometimes beauty is just a feeling. You know, this is a beautiful person. Have you ever seen someone that's like, oh, they're not that attractive, but something about their spirit, about their personality, about their being, it's just so beautiful. So I think that when it comes to us as women, like I said, I think that self-mutilation with plastic surgery, breast augmentations, breast lifts, all of that, I just feel like that is a clear indicator of a lack of self-love. And I feel like, okay, if I had a friend who came to me and told me that she was wanting to get plastic surgery, I'm going to want to know, what is the root of that? Is this really because you don't love yourself? Because that's all I'm hearing. Oh, I am so insecure that I have to get a bigger butt. Well, in the world we live in, what does a bigger butt benefit for you? Let's talk about the benefits of bigger butts and bigger. Let's talk about butts first. What is the benefit? Oh, more male attention. Oh, if you are a certain type of woman who lacks certain morals, you will use your butt as your moneymaker. So I don't think that when we get plastic surgery, bottom line, I don't think that any woman who gets plastic surgery, it's rooted in true self-love. To me, it's rooted in insecurity. It's rooted in envy of the next. It's rooted in competition. It's rooted in it's rooted in fakeness and being a fraud. Because your butt's not naturally that big. Your breasts aren't naturally that perky. Your stomach isn't naturally that fat. Like, you're doing these things because of the world. Because you want to fit in with society. Because you want to be sexy. You want to be a temptress. You want to be a higher pick. You want to upgrade your value. You think that having a bigger butt and bigger breast or a flatter stomach or whatever smaller nose or sew-ins, whatever, we think that all of those things raise our value. And I know that your value is within you. Your value is within you. I'm 30 years old. I'll be 31 at the end of this month. At this point in my life, like I said, everybody's journey is different, but the wisdom that I have acquired is wisdom that has made me stronger mentally and spiritually. So just because I see a girl with a big butt, why would I be insecure of that? Her, whatever God blessed her with, if it's her real butt, that's what He blessed her with. Don't mean she washes it good. Don't mean that she's even worth anything. Doesn't mean that she has anything to offer but that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we get these surgeries because, to me, in my opinion, I think that it's just our vanity. We want to be the beautifulest woman in the world. We want to be the most admirable. but nobody's trying to be the most smart, the smartest, or the most wise, or the righteous. No one wants to be that. We always want to be the sexiest, the most attractive. And why is that? Is it because of ourselves? Do we want to be the most sexy and attractive because of yourself, because of ourselves? Literally, really? Is that what it is? Or is it to fight for male attention? Is it to fight for opportunities? Do we get these things done in vain? Hence, vanity. And I do believe that everything that a woman who decides to go under the knife does is in vain. I thought about getting my breasts done before I did. I've had a child. Gravity's taken a toll. But I think that it's just so unnecessary to do that. Why? I don't have any problem with, I love my body. You know what I'm saying? As a woman, you gotta look yourself in the mirror. Maybe as soon as you get out the shower, you have to speak positive affirmations into yourself. You have to know that everything that you go through is an obstacle. Any hardship, mentally especially, that you go through is obstacles sometimes set up by the enemy to break you mentally, to break you spiritually. But that's why we have God. That's why we have Yahweh, to instill strength in us against the attacks of the enemy, against the attacks of the world. We have him to help direct our thinking and to renew our thinking and to renew what's in our hearts and say, you know what? Who's for me is for me. With my flat butt, with my double A cups, whatever it may be, with my gut, with my oversized body, whatever I'm going through, whoever is for me is for me. Whoever loves me, loves me. Now, some women, because I just mentioned oversized, if you really do care about your physique and your health and you really want that, you can just go to the gym. So all of that is a character trait. Do you have discipline? Are you motivated? Are you lazy? Like, if you know that you can go to the gym, if you got a little extra pounds in you and you just don't do it and you rather go to a doctor and get snip, cut up, that is a character flaw. That shows that you cheat your way through life. You don't endure anything to reach results. You finesse. You're a finesser. So I think that women who get plastic surgery, it's like a cheat code. It's like women who are naturally bodacious and naturally this, they're competing with hundreds of other thousands or millions of women who are altering their bodies. It's all for vanity. It's all for the competition of who is the sexiest, who is the most valuable. And a shallow woman, all her value just lies in her looks and in her body. It doesn't lie in anything else. It doesn't lie in the fact that, oh, I can cook. Oh, I can heal. I can minister. I can raise children. I can clean a house religiously on the clock. I can maintain things. I can keep order. I can keep peace. That is not what majority of women are looking at. They're looking at, oh, I gotta look like this. I gotta have this. I gotta have this. Because that's the only thing that validates you, not who you are as a person. If you was to go broke tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Not just, if some tragedy happened where you didn't have that money, how would you feel about yourself? I know that when I don't have money, I feel low, but I also don't, of course, because you want to be able to pay your bills, take care of your kids, stuff like that. But it does not dictate my self-worth. It dictates, yes, this is where I'm at in my life, but as far as who I am as a person, it doesn't change that. So it's also unattractive to me for men to be attracted to women with plastic surgery. Because that lets me know this man has no discernment. This man kind of lacks a sense of morals. This man does not like what's real and what's authentic. This man is also worldly as well. This man chases after worldly validation and approval. And so I did, one of them, I have many. One of my favorite Bible verses is 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. And it reads, "But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees. For man looks at the outer appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. So the beauty that God has instilled in all of us is within. And to know if you are consumed with the world versus God is, are you changing yourselves due to the opinions of others? Are you changing your appearance due to the appearance of others? Are you changing? Are you reacting? Are you moving off of the approval of others? Are you moving off the beat of your own drum? Or are you moving off the beat of your insecurities? Of wanting to be accepted? Like what are you truly doing the things in life? Why the decisions that you make, your personal decisions, what are they really for? Especially with women. Why are you altering your body? Why are you doing that? And there's some women who's done it and they just look a mess. You look a mess. And I'm sure they regret doing it. Because some of that stuff you can't alter. And then just the surgeries. Like, who wants to keep going through surgery and keep going through body alterations? The only surgeries I understand is like people who's had health complications, like women who's had breast cancer, you know what I'm saying? And she gets like a cosmetic surgery to create another breast. I understand that. Or let's say children who are born with cleft lip. They're born with some type of deformity and opening their mouth, and that can cause health complications for them. Like certain surgeries and procedures are understandable. But I would just say with the vanity with women is everything you do is driven by your ego. And that is why women do not get along with one another. Because they are so egotistical towards one another. They're jealous of one another. They're envious of one another. They're miserable. A lot of women are pretty much miserable. They are. So all I want to say is self-love is the best love. Always love yourself. Never let no one tell you who you are, dictate who you are, dictate what you do. Do what you want to do. Do what you love. And before you do something as serious as butchering your body, think about why you are truly doing that. Every decision you make in life, like I said, truly think about why you're doing that. Think about that. Think about the root of your issues. And if you are trying to heal, and that's what I was meant to say about female accountability. As a woman, I'm going to hold my sisters accountable. No, sis, you're showing that you're weak. You're showing that you're insecure. You're showing that you care too much about what other people think about you. And I've seen you in your natural state. And I've seen people admire you and drool over you. You are a beautiful woman. Don't let the aesthetics of someone else who may not even be worth a daggone affect how you feel about yourself. Don't let anybody, regardless, affect how you feel about yourself. God made you you. He gave you your own gifts. He gave you your own qualities. Embrace that. Love that. Accept that. Accept that. And that's the biggest thing is accepting yourself for who God made you to be. So if we are on this healing journey, we got to start holding each other accountable. I personally do not condone a lot of the things that women think are okay. I have emotions, but if I'm on a path of healing, if I'm on a journey to heal and to live in the truth, then I have to be that. And there are a lot of women who just don't want to deal with the truth, and that's what I'm realizing. They're so fixed on this world that they don't tap into God enough. They praise him on the internet. They do all this and do all that, but a relationship with God truly is personal. It's not really for the world to see. Your relationship with God is personal. Your prayer life, your just everything with him. That is your own journey. So we as women have to hold each other accountable. Stop butchering your bodies. Stop cheating. Stop with the cheat codes, because that's a cheat code. Stop with the vanity, which I know this will never happen, but this is a message that people need to hear. Understand who your God is. Love him. Love yourself. Bottom line. Once you understand who God is and who He made you to be, you will not feel like you need to go through drastic measures to feel whole, or to feel like you're somebody, or to feel like you have value, or to feel beautiful. Because like I said, beauty is skin deep. Beauty is within. Beauty is within. And that's all I gotta say. Thank you for tuning in to Melanated Television. I hope everyone has a good night. I know it's a little late, but I hope everyone is sleeping well, getting some good rest, on a positive note, healing, loving themselves, loving others, treating themselves well, treating others well. And all I have to say, God bless you. Good night. Thank you for tuning in.